What is going on, everybody? So this week on the old Liberty, still waiting on a bunch of parts, but my truss finally came in, so I'm going to finish trimming up some of the cast that's on this Dana 60. I'm gonna get the axle tubes welded into the housing, and we're going to get this truss tacked in place and ready for whenever all the other brackets and joints and everything else get here. So I'm gonna have this ready to go in as soon as all the other parts get here. So I do got a little bit of cleaning up to do on it, but that shouldn't take too long, and we should be able to start getting this thing tacked on there today. Hopefully we can get finished up tomorrow. So stay tuned. Alright, so I've got it tacked all together here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to start welding this whole thing up. Let's get started on it. Let's get going. Here it is. It's all welded. It's nice and cool now. So now I'm gonna tack this thing in place, and I'm gonna slide this whole axle underneath the Jeep, trying to figure out about where it's gonna live so I can start measuring for all my links so I can get all my DMM stuff coming, and then I'm gonna start working on the frame stiffeners and all that stuff, get all that done. That way when my mounts get here, I can get all those welds in place and get this axle in there a little bit more permanent. I'm sure it'll come out another couple times, 3 or 4 times or something, but it's one step closer. So get this thing tacked up, slid underneath there. Alright, check it out. We slid the axle under the Jeep. Got my kiddo here helping me.
Hi.
So he's going to start measuring for lower links. So he's going to measure from the axle tube to right where I put a little mark in there. He's pointing to it on how long that lower link's going to be. Go ahead and measure it, buddy. And then once he measures the lower, we're going to measure the upper. What do you got?
Oh, 35 and a half.
35 and a half inches. All right. Now, let's measure the inside. So, hold on, stay down there, buddy. So, give me the end of the tape. I'm going to hold it on this mark right here. Down here, I got a little X mark. I'm going to hold it for him so he can get it on the other mark that's down there. What you got?
32 inches.
32?
Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. Lower links going to be about 35, give or take an inch. And the upper links are going to be about 32, give or take an inch. Thanks for your help, buddy. Alright, so that is about where it's going to live, which should work out pretty perfect considering what kind of suspension we decided on. So we decided on airbags all the way around. All 4 corners going on bags. Wasn't my decision. That's what my son wanted to do. And since I'm building it for them, that's what he's gonna get. I've never built one on airbag, so I'm pretty excited to do it. But the reason I say it's gonna work out kind of perfect is because right here, on top here, it's a flat surface and a pretty flat surface. So I'll be able to put the bags pretty close to the outside. I may build a plate and slide them in a little bit, just to put them a little bit more inboard, maybe get a little bit more flex out of it. Do the same on that side over there. But it's under there. I've got my link sizes, just waiting on all the parts to get here. We've also decided what we're going to do with the rear. Fuel tank gone. I'm going to take it out. Going to relocate it. We're going to put a fuel cell in the trunk area. It's going to be a little tricky because this has got the evap system on it, but I'm pretty confident we can get that worked out. I'm going to try and make my front lower links and my rear lower links the same size, and I'm trying to do the same with the uppers. That way I can keep a spare with me at all times in case I break something. I'm going to start on these stiffeners. That's what I'm going to do. We'll start on these stiffeners. I'm going to kind of get them going, see if I can get that cross member down. We're going to keep chipping away at this thing, so keep watching. I appreciate it so far. It's going to turn into something pretty cool, I think. We're going to build it for 40s, but it's going to be on 37s. I'm pretty stoked about getting this axle underneath there and getting some measurements. That's pretty cool. It was pretty cool for my son to come out here and help me. So let's get back to it. Woo! Well, problem number, I don't know, a lot. I can't remember. That is a bolt. This is the other part of the bolt. It's rusted bad. I was able to get one of these bolts out, so I'm gonna try and get this other one out. Hopefully it doesn't break. I did get one out though, so far. I'm gonna try and get this other one out. We'll see what happens. All right, so here goes nothing. Hopefully this one doesn't break. I'm gonna be really upset if it does. Well, looky there. Broken. Fabulous. Man. This is terrible. This thing is bad off rusted. Man. Hopefully I can get those bolts out somehow and just get some new ones. I don't know. We're going to see. Well, we are back in the shop. We are going to work on the frame stiffeners. Got to get these broken bolts and stuff out first. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. Might cut them out, drill them out, not sure. We got to cut some brackets off. I'm pretty sure my brother's going to come over and help me out a little bit today, so you probably get to see him. So yeah, got a lot of work ahead of us. Let's get going. So these brackets are coming off today. Gonna be out of here. And these broken bolts up yonder gonna kind of come out of there. Hopefully. Frame stiffener, axle, just go. Okay, so right here where my light is sitting is where my upper link mounts are going to be. They'll attach to that plate there and also to the frame. Moving around to the side, the lower links will be mounted in this general area. Not exactly sure where yet, but that's the general place. Same thing on the rear. That's the general location of them. And then for the upper links in the rear, it'll be the same as the front. They'll be sitting right on top of this plate, welded to the plate and to the subframe.
Oh.
Okay, look. It's not working. It's already spooged on me once. It's gonna spooge on John now. Here we go. Okay. Watch, it's gonna come apart now.
Oh, what?
See
how did that happen?
Make the grinder a little bit happy, and it comes right apart. Looky there. Sometimes you just gotta squirt a little bit. Alright. See?
It's grinded down, or it doesn't even look like it's down that much.
So the issue that we're having with the grinder is that it's not, we're trying to get the cut disc off of it, but it won't catch, this little knob won't catch on these little holes. So we took it apart to try and remedy that, or figure out why it's not working. And I think it's just wore out. Kind of hard to see, but these little holes here is where that pin catches on, and they're wore out. It's his fault. It's not really his fault. It's just a cheap grinder.
Alright, it's probably my fault.
It's alright. Just gives me a reason to go buy more tools. Look what it did to, see? Look at that. It squirted everywhere. It squirted on me. Okay. Well, we're gonna call it a night. See you tomorrow. Alright, I'm back in the shop today. The only thing I'm going to be doing is just doing a lot of like frame cleaning, and I got a lot of grinding, a lot of sanding. I got to get this whole subframe on this thing cleaned up and looking silky smooth and shiny. That way I can get ready to start welding in all the frame stiffeners and my link tabs and all that stuff as soon as I finalize where those are going to go. I do have a pretty good idea on where they're going to end up living, but you know how things are, sometimes it changes. So that being said, I'm not going to bore you with all of the grinding and sanding and all that junk for this thing. No one wants to see that anyway. It's kind of boring. I should have a bunch of parts show up first part of next week. I should have everything for my links, all my tabs and everything should be showing up. End of the week I should have another truss showing up. So this thing is really getting going. I'm getting really excited. So stay tuned. Keep saying it. This thing is going to be awesome. Alright, continuing in the shop. And so, off this music. right, so I'm sure everybody's been talking about this hurricane and all this rain and wind and all this stuff, and it really hasn't affected too much in like central western Kentucky that I know of, but my shop is flooding again. I've already had to redo part of the floor once, and I keep getting water in here. Look, water everywhere. And my shop floor isn't the greatest anyway. It's kind of junk, but until I'm ready to build a new shop, this is what I got. So it's aggravating. So now I got to deal with water. Not really anything I can do about it right now because it's still raining, but so I'm going to keep working until I'm standing in water or until I'm welding on something and I can start getting electrocuted. So stay tuned for that. That might be fun. But anyways, I'm gonna keep chugging along on this thing. Hopefully have some axles in it in a couple weeks, I'm hoping. What is going on, everybody? All right, so it hasn't been a very productive week in the shop. Only because we are getting ready to go on vacation next week, and I wanted to make sure everything around the house was done. I wanted to make sure I packed my underwears and all the Hawaiian shirts, even though we're not going to Hawaii. So that being said, I did get a little bit done. I'm very excited because my front axle is finally mocked up underneath the front of this thing, and it looks freaking sick. It looks so sick. So like I said, not a big week, but kind of a productive week. It's just kind of sitting in place right now. There's a couple things that's tacked in, but for the most part it's just kind of sitting there. So without further ado, let's look at this bad boy. Okay, here we go. All right, so 4-link. It is in. Well, it's not in, as you can see. It's just kind of mocked up in there. But I'm pretty happy with my link sizes. This thing is gonna be freaking awesome. I do have to check the angle of the links to make sure all that's gonna be okay, but I believe it will be. My lower links are 36 inches. Then that may change a little bit. And my upper links are right at 31 inches. I know that's not ideal, but it should still be okay. Should still work out. I know upper links are supposed to be around 75% shorter, but it is what it is. It's not quite, well, it's not 75% shorter. What is it? 75% as long as lowers, so 25% shorter. That's what it is. So anyway, that being said, I'm still waiting on my DOM. It should be here this week though, so I'll be able to start getting everything welded in kind of permanently. I might be changing my mind on the airbags just because of how much travel this thing is going to end up having. I may have to go with like air shocks or coilovers, but we'll see. I really want to do airbags, so I may just have to limit the amount of flex this thing has because my son really wants to do airbags. But anyway, like I said, I am heading down to Florida next week, and I do plan on doing some shark fishing while I'm down there. So hopefully in a couple weeks I'll have another adventure video for you. And I got another little something planned once I get back, so that should be fun too. You're gonna want to pay attention to the channel for the next 2 months, 3 months, something like that, because this Liberty build, it's really starting to come together. Plus we got some adventures coming up. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. keep watching, because this Liberty is going to be freaking awesome once it's done. I'm starting to get super pumped now that I see the 4-link all mocked up underneath the front. I am still waiting on some stuff from Barnes, but I'm sure if you follow Barnes 4-wheel drive on Instagram and everything, you can see that the flooding and everything in North Carolina's kind of got them at a standstill. So I'm not complaining. I'm still going to order from them. I'm still going to support them. Still going to keep sending them my money because I love their parts, I love the quality, and I love the service. So again, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and we'll see you next time.